In the last episode, the party fought the last couple remaining elementals as they traveled to Gixgarog's mountain, and then there was a bunch of conversations around campfires, and we left the episode off at the base of the mountain. So that's where we are right now. It's the base of the mountain. The plume of smoke that you guys remember seeing the first time that you went there is still circling. What do we do?
Well, I know. I'm trying to remember who all we said we were going to go up with. We're gonna go up.
Sai loves dragons.
Sai loves dragons, and Orion thinks that he could bargain with the dragon.
He has a lot to offer. If he's giving us land, imagine what he can give a dragon.
Yeah, man. And also, we need to remember poor Silas. We can just ask to bring him, at the very least, bring Silas along with us, on like the pretense of, well, so that we can finish learning Draconic and also to preach the good word.
That's fair.
All right, so we're going up. It's the GBP plus.
Do we just want to take Shiloh to like?
Do you ask Shiloh?
I mean, we can't just leave them behind.
Does anybody want to ask Shiloh?
Shiloh.
They kind of like tilt their head towards you.
I don't know you, but we would like you to come up to see the dragon with us.
No. That's fine.
Oh.
I can stay with the animals.
I mean, dragons are kinda...
No, they're not. They are not animals.
They're like related to lizards.
No.
A little bit.
No.
Well,
I'm
would
good.
you like
you sure
to help us in our... We're trying to tame the dragon? Make them not evil?
I am as convincing as sliced bread. So I'll stay behind.
Are you sure it's safe to stay alone? I mean, all of us are going up there.
I'll be fine. It's a bunch of, I'm just taking care of a bunch of horses. It's not like you'll be gone for a week.
I mean, hopefully.
What does that mean?
Yeah, just ignore that.
Shiloh looks very concerned at Flan. You guys aren't going to be gone for like a week, right?
No.
Okay.
What? What did Shiloh ask?
No, that was only last time we tried to...
You guys aren't going to be gone for a week.
That was only last time when we tried to, like, infiltrate the place.
Yeah, that took a long while.
I will stay here.
This might take a few hours.
With the horses and my dear friend.
Your dear friend?
The deer that I... you all
We're kind of
handle...
hoping that the least intimidating member of our party would go with us.
Why?
Because
I mean, how intimidating am I?
People out here, and we want the dragon to trust us as much as possible. And you somewhat know animals.
They are not
you said
animals.
They're not
beasts.
Said they're not animals. Then what are they?
Dragons.
Dragons aren't beasts.
No, dragonoids are their own species.
Well, what species?
Yeah, but this is a dragon, not a dragon.
They're a whole different stuff. You know how there are demons and divine creatures and beasts and insectoids and humanoids? There are dragonoids. They're a whole other species. They're not animals.
Okay, well, I can't argue with that, I guess.
Okay.
I also just don't like dragons. And so I kind of like pouts.
Well, if anything happens, I can send you like a message.
I would have liked your help, but that works too.
I would be no help with a dragon.
You don't have to help.
Nice looking, and the rest of us
they can smell fear. and I am
Yeah,
very
but they
afraid.
kind of like fear, though.
Like,
They
all
want
of us
us to
are
fear
afraid?
them.
I don't want to talk to the dragon.
You don't have to. You could just be
Yeah.
like, ooh, dragon.
You can just be
I will
there.
not be like, ooh, dragon. I guarantee you.
Okay. Hey, does anyone else want to go up to the dragon so that they
Literally,
don't have to worry about?
literally everyone else just kind of looks at you and nods.
Yep.
Who's the best idea? I don't want to bring everyone. It's gonna look like we're gonna try to kill them. So I don't know. It's very suspicious.
Well, Orion has the most to give, I think. Out of all
Yeah,
of us, he has like resources and stuff.
Yeah, he knows
I
things.
could give it like a mountain or something.
Give it
See,
a
I
mountain.
can't.
But
See,
they
I
like-
can't give it a mountain.
They like to live on
Yeah.
mountains.
You that the rest of us don't have. Good. Right.
Right,
So we got the
yes, and Sai would
people
like to
that the
see
dragon
it.
knows and the reason why we're not gonna die. Okay, good.
Yes. So
Nice.
we have to go. And then the four of you are, it's chosen?
I guess.
I mean,
I
technically,
honestly
Sam
don't-
is the most chosen.
I thought Sam was chosen by a different thing.
Yeah, but that's how we got chosen.
This is incredibly confusing.
It's very confusing.
The dragon
you go
trusts
with-
Sam the most.
If you go with us, it'll be a lot less confusing.
That is
Okay,
the
let's-
plan.
Okay, let's bring Orion with us, I guess.
And Sai would like to see the dragon.
Well, I'm not gonna hold back
Uh-oh.
the princess from seeing a dragon.
Can you guys or at least have Sai no. Would the
Sai is
dragon be able to
likely
would the
our
dragon be able to
translator
see through
because she can speak
had one.
Draconic.
Oh, you can speak Draconic. Oh,
Sai
yeah, that's right,
nods
that's right.
very like excitedly.
That's right.
Okay.
I know Draconic too.
Are we only gonna is Silo just gonna be alone down here?
Yes.
Did you like have a traumatic experience with a dragon?
Yeah, I'm feeling some
No, not at all.
no, I feel like there's a story behind.
Can I insight check?
Go ahead.
Jen's also gonna insight. Sam brought up the possibility of
Natural one.
You believe them.
Mine's better, but 13?
They're kind of hard to get a read on. You're not sure whether or not they're just angry at dragons or scared of dragons or what.
So you like only specifically animals and not
I just don't like
Can we go off?
dragons.
Okay, let's get to the point.
Thank you. And they sit down.
Dragons are for everybody.
Not
I mean dragons
Me.
are pretty cool though.
Not Dragborn.
Dragonborn are fine. Can we move past this? You
Yeah.
have a dragon to meet.
Okay. Let's go.
So you guys 10 minutes in
Yeah.
decide to climb up the mountain. And as you're going up, you see that there's like mixed tracks back and forth. The wildlife seems to not exist here. Like there's trees and stuff, of course, but you don't see any birds in the trees, no squirrels on the ground, like nothing.
Was it like that last time?
There was like scattered wildlife the last time you were here, but now it's just deserted.
They're foraging too hard.
I mean that makes sense.
And then as you move up, you find like that gate. It's shut.
Hmm?
What do you do?
I mean, we could technically just knock.
Do you just
Hey,
knock?
Flan, can you speak to them in Dragonborn?
It's called Draconic, but yeah.
Yeah, Draconic, sorry.
Yeah.
Alright. What do you say?
We're here to meet back with Ixkarog.
That soft of a tone? You gotta
Roll me a persuasion check.
I mean, we already told them we were chosen and whatever the fuck.
I know. Just roll me a persuasion check.
13.
You see a head pop up from behind the gate, and it's like this.
Is the gate open or is it
It's
like...
closed.
Oh, so someone just like...
Yeah, like pops up from, because you remember when you were standing guard that there was like a little platform that you could pop over and look, and you see like a wiry haired, thin, human looking person pop their head up, and then they say it's the four of you, and they look very confused, but they go down, and then
Flan waves.
they wave back. And they disappear behind the gate, and another minute passes, and you hear like the sound of it being pushed open. Yeah. So it just like grinds against the ground, and you can open up, and you see that the camp itself seems a little more sparse. And there are a couple fewer people here, and you see that there are like a couple of injured.
What happened to everybody?
Are you speaking in Draconic or Common?
I say Draconic.
Okay. Then the guy replies in Draconic that there's been some. He said it's complicated. We'll take you to Ezra. You see Gixgarog, I'm sure.
Are people dead?
A couple.
Is it because there's less food?
No, it's complete. Just talk to Ezra, and he like ushers you all in, and then he sees the two new people, and he looks at Flan, and he says, "Who are they?"
There's just a part of people that
they're kind of like our assistants a little bit.
Yeah, and we want to show them to show Gixgarog them because kind of have some.
They have stuff to offer the dragon.
Yeah, stuff to offer.
Okay. Either both of you make me persuasion checks, or somebody make me a persuasion check with advantage. Who wants to do what?
Can I do? What do you think, Jen? Should I do with advantage? Because I'm pretty good at persuasion, but you're probably better.
Whatever works.
You do advantage.
Okay, so Jen rolled persuasion with advantage.
It's better.
$19.
All right. Jesus. Okay. I rolled an 18. So, just barely, he's like, yeah, all right. And he like ushers you all inside, and they close the gate again. And you see this heavy like oak bar be put across the gate.
Was it there before?
No, before there wasn't any structural defense to that gate, much more than just the fact that it was big.
Okay.
And now they seem to have reinforced it.
We'll have to ask Ezra about that.
And you guys are led to through the camp, and yeah, there's fewer people milling about. There's a lot of people who are like bandaged, doing their duties. The large bonfire is still in the center, and you see that a lot of like the injured or the sick looking are laid near the fire.
Silas anywhere?
Roll me a perception check.
That's a critical fail.
Among all of the same colored robes and the same colored bandages, it's hard to make anybody out.
Can I also?
Yeah, you can make me either a perception or investigation check.
I'll do investigation.
Okay.
21.
All right. So, are you just looking around for faces, or do you like ask around while you're walking?
I think asking around would be better.
Okay, so you ask around, and a couple of people will just like shake their heads, or they say like, "No, I haven't seen him," or it's like some people don't even know who he is.
That's fair.
And then you get to one of the folks who's sitting near the fire, and you say like you're looking for Silas, right?
Yeah.
And they look at you, oddly, and they say, "He's gone."
Straight up, like. What happened to the camp while we were gone?
There's a rival dragon in the woods nearby. It's been it and its followers have been It's like a turf war.
Hmm.
Oh,
So there have been a lot of fights when either parties go out hunting.
how close is it?
I don't know.
I mean, it's gotta be pretty close, actually.
Well, the
Bunch of
forest
you guys are-
is close, but we don't know exactly where they are.
Hmm.
Because there's people that go out hunting.
Yes, in the forest nearby,
Yeah.
but they come into our territory to fight.
Hmm.
They always retreat farther back than we're able to chase them with our injuries. Silas was unlucky. He got caught in one of the earlier raids. And after that, they just kind
Yeah.
of sigh and lay back down.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else we're doing as we're moving through the camp?
And I assume we just walk up to Ezra then.
All right. He seems to be decked out in more armor than last you saw him.
Yeah.
Like before, he wasn't wearing a helmet. Now he is, and you see like there's a bunch of scratching and scarring along his armor. And if you look at his sword, you see that there are a couple of like chips and nicks in it.
Jesus Christ.
And he looks at you and he tilts his head to the side and he says, What brings you here? What brings you back?
We plan on proposing a deal with Gixgarog. Something that we hope will be beneficial for him. So
His eyes kind of narrow and he looks past Jen at the two newcomers. And he says, I take it they have something to do with this.
Yeah.
yeah, they have everything to do with it. I
I
mean, they're
will-
part of the people that are offering up things for Gixgarog.
I
It would
will
make
speak to the
sense.
master. There is no guarantee
Hey.
you will be given an audience. And even if you are, I will be watching all of you. Times are unsafe.
Okay.
Yeah, so what
That's
exactly?
Wait here. I will speak to the master, and if he
Well,
wishes to see you, you will be led up.
Understand.
I just meant everyone being injured. Okay.
A rival dragon
Yeah.
has moved into. So you know.
I was just wondering more details, like the type of dragon.
It's a young black dragon.
Oh.
Its poison is highly effective, hard for us to treat here with the lack of vegetation.
Is Gixgarog okay?
He is fine.
I figure.
The two have yet to clash with each other. Neither is sure which would come out on top. Dragons don't like to fight unless they are guaranteed to win.
We could probably help out with that situation.
Yeah.
That may sway things in your favor.
Do you need some poison essence? So, like,
'Cause-
killing a black dragon would help
'cause
with
we
that.
kind of need to slay a black dragon anyways.
Yeah,
That's convenient.
it is.
I will speak to the master. And he looks at the four of you and he kind of hands his sword to Jen
Mm-hmm.
and he says, You stand watch.
Okay.
And he starts climbing up the mountain.
She is the largest.
Pretty much.
Jen tries to do her best serious pose.
Roll
Does her
me
best impression of
A
Ezra.
roll me a performance check.
12.
It's alright. it's you have your sword planted in the ground and you're standing shoulder width apart, but you just don't sell it like he does.
I mean, he is a half dragon.
Her
She
her
sure is.
soldier days are behind her.
Wow. Did Flan say that?
No.
Okay.
But like a good 10-20 minutes later, Ezra comes down and he says, The master has agreed to see you.
All of us? Can we
Yes.
bring... Oh, cool.
You You all are welcome, but of course I will
Yeah,
have to watch you.
of course.
Jen hands over
That's
the
fair.
sword.
He takes it, and he like ushers you all in first.
Yep.
Does anybody choose to try to walk behind him?
No.
I will.
You want to walk behind Ezra?
Sure.
He looks at you and he says, I must watch all of you.
Okay.
Walk in front.
I like his voice.
It took forever
Really?
to get this voice down.
How long?
Like 2 weeks
Damn.
to figure this goddamn voice out.
Damn.
I mean, it works.
Thank you. That's why I
The
didn't
most-
have him speak the first time you met you met him.
He's more scary than the freaking dragon or any of the other characters, honestly.
Yeah, man.
Which I don't know why. The dragon was terrifying, but Ezra, silent Ezra, terrifying.
But anyways,
His physique.
if there's no other hiccups, you all are let up, and everybody make me a Constitution saving throw again as you begin passing through the ring of smoke leading up to the peak.
15.
9.
Okay,
16.
16. All right. So everybody except for Jen
Uh-oh.
is
Again?
fine.
Again.
But Jen, you see that where last time it just kind of stung to breathe in, this time the weight of the climb and then just the density of the amount of ash and smoke in this area, it makes you feel heavier and it's harder to move. You gain 1 point of exhaustion.
Wow.
So you now make all ability checks at disadvantage until you take a long rest to remove a point of
my
exhaustion.
God. Okay.
But you all are led up, and as you crest the peak, you see that the hoard of like gold and items has gotten a bit larger.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're looking around, you see like the familiar shape of Gixgrog just kind of sitting in
Yeah.
front of it. What do you do?
I know Flan knows the most draconic, but like she would not take the leading position in this.
I guess the rival dragon did nothing to make your horde any smaller.
You hear a chuckle, and from behind the hoard, a almost twice as large
Holy shit.
red dragon kind of rises from underneath all the gold
Oh,
coins
okay.
Wow.
and shakes
When
them
did
off.
that happen?
And begins like walking towards you, and you can now feel like the peak of the mountain start to shake as what used to be a 6-foot like long dragon is now 12 feet in length, 8 feet tall, and with a wingspan you're thinking at least 20 feet.
Jesus fuck.
Ooh.
And it kind of walks up to you and snorts, and like little puffs of flame go out.
Gotten a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Time will do many things.
Okay.
I've been told you wish to make a deal.
Yes.
The dragon kind of reclines itself, and it says, "Go on." And you see that it's not even looking at you four; it's looking straight at Orion and Sai.
Orion, would you do you have anything?
You see him like channeling something, and then he finishes the incantation. And as Ezra notices this, he like draws his sword, and then Orion takes a deep breath, and then Draconic begins speaking, and he says, "My apologies, I had to cast a spell to be able to communicate. We are from Club Kingdom, and we are in a spot of trouble. We have come asking less for a deal and more for help. A great danger has descended upon our homeland, and we would ask that you lend your strength to help us. In return, aside from all of the loyalists you can eat, we would gladly give you a sizable chunk of land within the kingdom. There are multiple sizable mountains you could easily make your home if you so chose. And we also have vast deposits of minerals and or that you could add to your hoard if you would so choose. And the dragon seems amused. Like, you see a smirk crawl across its face. And it says, interesting. More land. More food. That does sound appealing. But there's a problem. If I were to leave now, it would be seen as a defeat. I'm sure you've all been filled in.
The black dragon.
Correct.
We could help you take care of that. We need to take down a black dragon anyway.
Yeah.
The majority of my followers couldn't even put a dent in it. What makes you think you're different? The dragon now changes its attention to you four, and he stands up slightly. He gets on his legs at least, but he's not like full height. And he starts slinking around all of you, looking you up and down. He says, "Yes, you do seem more experienced."
4 days will do that to you.
This can be learned in any amount of time. And it points over to that, that dragon-looking pile of scales, and it says, "I know that very well. Molting is a bitch. But look at me now."
A lot bigger.
Those are some pretty cool scales.
As expected, red dragons are, well, the strongest of our kind.
Does make sense.
He turns his head back to Orion and he says, "What exactly would my help entail?" And Sai kind of pushes past him and starts speaking in Draconic.
Bye.
So essentially, what the deal is that I want to ride you into battle sometimes, but also fight beside. I'm a big fan of Dragonkind. Hi, I'm Cyrene. It's a pleasure to meet you. And she sticks out her hand, and the dragon immediately puts a claw in it, and she shakes it very ecstatically.
Aww.
Jen is on the floor.
If you guys look back at Ezra, he looks absolutely dumbfounded.
I knew it.
And she continues on saying,
That's so cute.
she continues on saying, but yeah, there's you'd get to storm a castle and fight a bunch of bad guys and have your own mountain. And I think we might even be able to make you a cool set of armor. Not that you'd need one. I mean, your scales are already very impressive. But,
And
fighting,
possibly
glory,
more,
land. At the
and possibly more people to worship you. I mean, if people know about you, that word gets out.
That's a good point.
The dragon looks amused and also confused. Just a
She
little
really likes-
overwhelmed.
She
And I'm gonna
really
have Sai make a persuasion check against a dragon.
I'm assuming she's charismatic.
Very. The dragon rolled low. Okay. So the dragon kind of laughs. And he says, "I like this one.
Yeah,
Very
she
much.
really likes dragons. I'm not surprised.
Fine. So long as our interests align, I'll help you. If you can kill the poacher."
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you know their name?
No. Its name eludes me.
Okay.
True name's a powerful thing. It may be hiding that for a reason.
I mean, it is a dragon. I would expect it to.
I have no idea what that means.
Maybe someday I'll explain to you. He like stands up to his full height. I can take you to its forest, but I cannot guarantee anything more.
That's understandable.
I do not believe my presence would be much help against its entire retinue. I'm a bit too big.
So compared to I guess you had before, how big are the forces of the Black Dragon?
And not many, but well trained.
Okay.
At least 5 followers.
Okay.
One wields mighty spells. The next, an expert with a lance. 3 more, quick with a blade, an axe, and their own fists. And then the dragon itself. You will still need to find where it rests. I do not know specifics.
So there's 5 followers that we have to like get through first,
Likely.
basically.
So one's a spellcaster.
Yes.
One's good with a lance, one's
Yes.
good with an axe, one is good with their fists, or like
And
whatever.
one is quick with
With
a
a blade.
blade.
with a blade.
Yes.
It'll be monk versus monk. Or maybe not monk. There's a lot of people that fight with their fists.
Alright. So what do y'all have anything else you want to say to Gixgarog?
Is he coming with us?
He'll fly you there.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Do you need to spend any time resting, preparing?
Actually, I need a rest.
Very well. The camp is free to use.
So, like, those dragon scales that you kind of molted off,
Yes.
are you gonna be using though?
Not particularly. Why?
Do you think they could be made into armor?
Probably.
He wants your scales
I have
for
no need of them.
armor.
I have no need of them.
Would it be too much to ask if I can make them into a set of armor?
If you can cut them free from the skin.
Can Flan try that?
Sure, what are you using?
Oh, what do I have? Oh, I don't have any good cutting. Shit.
What are you gonna try to use?
Jen hands her a dagger.
You are given a dagger.
I mean, I don't know how big this shit is. I
It
feel
is
like it would
6
require
feet-
an axe.
It's 6 feet of scales. Well, like, the scales themselves aren't huge.
Okay.
They're like...
Am I tearing them off individually?
You feel like you'd have to carve them off of the skin. Kind of like how you descale a fish.
Oh. Okay, then
Can't we
dagger
just,
is
like-
the best.
Fit all of that into the bag of holding.
Do you bring the bag of holding over?
Just chuck it.
Sure.
Chuck them in the bag.
Alright.
Get in the bag.
Do you want to try to just fit the molted thing into the bag?
Why would we want the skin? Why would we want the skin?
But that's just a way of making sure you get all of the scales.
Oh,
You know what? I'll probably save time.
yeah.
Alright,
So we
what
don't have to do it now, we can just rest.
Yeah.
all is in that bag of holding currently?
There's
There's no people in there, right?
See, 40 parry feathers.
The fairy tale.
40 Perryton feathers?
Yep.
Okay.
I forgot about
Sam
that.
shirt and Jack.
Okay.
Sam's books, the sending stone, the silver raven, bourbon, scotch, brewer's supplies, darts, dagger, thief tools, flute, hood.
Alright, you know that the bag of holding can only hold up to 500 pounds.
well, how heavy is this shit?
Do you want to ask how heavy a dragon is? Heavier than 500 pounds.
Well, no, this is just the outside. It's not like
Wanna try and
the,
wanna try and lift it?
fleshy mass.
Want to
of
try and lift
dragon.
it?
Okay.
Roll me a
Jen
strength
lifts
check.
it.
God, I'm bad at strength, and you know it. Sorry, I'm like a 4.
You can't even get this thing to budge.
Jen sees Flan struggling and tries to help.
Alright, now
Maybe we should just cut it out.
Jen, roll me a strength check.
Okay.
Can I give bardic inspiration outside of combat?
Yes, but what do you say?
No.
This is what I will require.
No.
If you want to inspire Jen to lift this dragon carcass.
No, we can just carve off the shit.
Alright, then if you're carving it off, what are you using?
I want to see if she can lift it first.
Okay, then Jen, roll me a strength check.
Okay. And is that at disadvantage still?
Yes. Or no, it's not a what? It was never. Oh, no, yeah, because you're exhausted. So yes, disadvantage.
Oh man, it'd still be higher than mine.
Shit. the first time it would have been a 17. But
Uh-huh.
this time it's not 1.
You dig your hands into this and you lift, and then some of the scales pierce into your hand. You take, 4 points of piercing damage.
Wow, I did not. I should have thought through how I. I should have. That's hard to pick up. Not just heavy.
I mean, yeah.
The dragon kind of laughs.
I mean, it's not just heavy, but it's like. That's weird.
Can Flan begin cutting off with the dagger now?
Roll me a survival check using your dexterity.
So I add dex instead?
Yeah, instead of wisdom. And if you're proficient, you can add your proficiency.
Also, did I take any damage from
Oh, I'm so confused.
the smoke and stuff?
No, you just got exhausted. So you're going to be
Okay.
rolling a
Yeah,
check
Dex.
with dex. Are you proficient in survival?
Fuck, where's my survival? Yes.
Alright, so you can add your proficiency and dex then.
Oh! So plus 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ew, that's a 14.
You, are using a dagger for this?
Yeah.
So you start, scraping off the scales, and it's dragging on because you're not sure if maybe the angle's not right, or just because it's a regular dagger, you're not sure it's not cutting as good as you'd like it to, but you're able to get... I'd say if you did this for, an hour, you could get enough to make a suit of armor.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Alright. So you spend an hour doing this, and Gixgrog is just kind of watching you, and occasionally he'll laugh. But after the course of an hour, you see outside of a bunch of chipped and flung off scales, you have enough. You're pretty sure that could make you a decent suit of armor.
One falls on the ground, spreads out.
You
like
have
a fucking-
mad blisters on your hands right now.
Oof.
Oh.
Little soft hands.
Gixgrog says, "I should inform you. They're not as strong as my current scales, but should still be better than whatever you're wearing."
I mean, that's valid. That's all I need to know.
I don't know where you're going to find a smith that good, but good luck.
Thank you.
How many? Did I just mark down fucking dragon
just dragon,
scales?
red dragon scales.
Okay.
So we're all going to take a long rest here. Is that what I'm getting the gist of?
Yeah, because
All right.
I have 6 hit points.
I will say this brings you all to level 6.
Woo!
I'm going to I'm gonna keep recording, but we're gonna take a break and figure out our level shit before we go into this dragon fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we're back. Everybody's level 6 now. You all can notice that Sam seems a little different. A little...
Different how?
There's a faint glow.
Emanating.
a very faint, very, very faint glow emanating from Sam. Y'all have leveled up. I'll say we've taken a long rest, so all your spell slots come back, all of your HP is back up. And you guys can head up to Gixgrog and fly out when you're ready.
I mean, does Sam wake up? Dude, everyone noticed the glow, right?
There's it's hard to notice, so I'd say you will have to make me a perception check if you want to see.
Yeah, I
Let's
want
do
to.
that.
Alright, go for it.
I have bad perception, man. That's a 2.
22. 22.
Yeah. Yeah, Jen, you vaguely notice this glow, around Sam.
Did you do anything different, Sam?
What do you mean?
She was just sleeping.
I don't know, you seem a little bit brighter than usual. I don't know, whatever it is. Good.
Are you calling her stupid?
No! She hasn't even said or done anything. I couldn't turn to that.
What do you mean
I
brighter?
don't know, you just
She's
like,
just
you got a little
sleeping.
glow about you.
You cut out, Abby.
Oh. I don't know, it's just kind of like you have a little glow about you. That could just be me though, because could just be
I don't
the
know what
sleep.
you're talking about.
Yeah, might just be my eyes.
I don't notice nothing.
2 against 1.
Sam knows what happened.
Sam, you aren't actually sure what happened. You feel a little warmer, a little lighter, and like the world seems a little brighter.
That's wholesome.
The colors are more vivid, slightly.
Aw.
If you didn't know better, you might think you were drunk, but you don't feel numb.
You know, you might be onto something, Jen. Everything brighter.
Did you lay off the alcohol for once?
No.
Good, don't ever do that. Alcohol is
What? Aren't we trying to control her drinking problem?
Oh yeah, bad. You drink too much.
What?
All right.
Yeah,
Good talk.
yeah.
Good talk.
Maya looks very confused.
That's okay.
As confused as everyone else was last morning at the Vegas.
Pretty much, but it's not on you this time.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So, like, what was that about the other day? With, like,
Yesterday
He-
was a whole 24 hours. You'll have to for a little bit more.
before we got onto the mountain and you and Maya were, like, looking at each other. Well, you were looking at her weird when you were making breakfast, and it was confusing.
So what are you asking me then?
What happened between you and Maya the other day?
Jen just looks at Maya like, kind of asking.
Maya has a flat poker face.
Oh, I'm asking Jen, so I don't even care about it.
Maya looks like there's nothing wrong.
I mean, I heard something going on. I wasn't actually, like, asleep. I'm part elf, you know?
Oh, what does that have to do with anything?
It means I'm awake and I can hear things, typically.
You see Orion just kind of like furrow his brow.
What?
We are aware of what happens around us when we enter our trance.
So
We don't-
elves.
We don't
Don't.
sleep.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I actually sleep because I'm half human. Weird. Like, selective.
What is that even like?
Interesting.
You can.
What, sleep?
Huh?
What?
What, you're asking me what sleep is like?
Yeah. I've
Nice.
never slept before.
It is nice.
What does it feel like?
Nothing.
She really. I thought she must sleep since she really likes doing it. She really like she's gonna get up usually.
It just doesn't feel like anything. It's like you black out and then you wake up to the smell of breakfast and then all is good and you're all healed and then you have your power. You're like your magic back. Oh,
He looks so
Sleep.
confused.
I don't think sleeping
You know-
exactly works on those lines.
Yeah, I would not say that.
Like,
I would not describe it as that. No.
people dream you, Flan.
Yeah.
Do you dream, Flan?
You have dreams?
You dream.
Does she?
Orion's like, elves, we still dream. We can still have
Okay,
dreams.
that's fair.
But wouldn't it just be like a daydream? Like, wouldn't you have full control?
No, I don't
Wouldn't it
have
be
control
boring?
over my dreams, no.
But you're not asleep.
Yeah.
Jen's just so confused right now.
It's like
Okay.
if you were
Like, you're not-
watching... It's like if you were reading a book.
awake.
Do you
A
have, like,
book.
nightmares?
What?
Do you
Do you
have
have
like
nightmares?
No, I've never had a... What's a nightmare? No, I know what a nightmare is, but I have never had one.
They suck.
aren't you guys lucky?
and I have scary dreams.
Is that when you're sleeping or when you're not?
When I'm like real sleeping.
Yes.
You see Sai in the background, like, counting on her fingers, trying to make sense of all of this.
Yeah, Jen is just. I've lived for.
So like
I
back
lived. I've lived this long and. Okay, I
so
never knew. That's
Aren't you like a decade old, Jen?
A decade is only 10 years.
I'm.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Then what's how do you describe
What?
how do you describe 30?
30 years.
A score in 10 years.
You just say 30. You just say
I
30
never told
years.
you my age.
Yeah, you did.
I don't. 100%.
Aren't
So,
you
like-
32?
I think so.
you think
You don't know your
You
age.
don't know how old you are?
I have a general idea, but
Yeah,
it's kind
right?
I don't use.
Yes.
What about you?
yeah, Ryan, how old are you?
I guess comparatively to humans, I would be about what you would consider 28. But I've been on this planet for 100 and... like 60 years?
Cool. So like, yeah. Jen, are you and Maya cool?
Maya shrugs.
I mean,
That was weird.
guess I don't. Not quite sure.
Maya looks confused at this
yes.
point. You don't know if she got lost over
Okay,
the talk
never
of
mind.
ages or sleeping or...
Never mind.
I'm still just trying to understand freaking that don't sleep. Just kind of
It's
go
like...
into trance.
It's
Why
like-
would you do that?
Yeah.
That's
It's
like
like
a waste
closing
of a
your
good-
eyes, man.
We just don't sleep. What? I
That's
just...
like a waste of a good
Wait,
8 hours.
wait.
We
That's
don't
like-
need to sleep.
It's like meditating. You just close your eyes and
Yeah, you meditate
So do you just do that for
for 4 hours and then I'm good. I don't feel tired
So-
anymore.
so you do
Then
get
what do you-
tired?
Yeah, and then I have to enter my trance and meditate for 4 hours and then I'm good.
but you're like still mentally active.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like our peripherals
So,
are still
so
functioning.
It's basic sleep, but function.
So are you basically just doing nothing for 4 hours?
Well, no, I'm
It's
meditating.
There-
You don't
But-
do like
When?
have you ever meditated, Jen?
No.
That would explain
relaxing.
that.
Do it.
I mean, wouldn't you be bored? That's
That
4
would.
hours. And then there's another 4 hours before the rest of us get up. Like, what?
Right, but then I'm usually like maintaining my equipment or taking
Yeah,
the
man.
last watch or
Some of us have hobbies.
Ouch. You don't know me?
I don't need to sleep. I don't. Have you never been friends with an elf before?
I
I
mean,
might be your first elf friend, and I'm not even a full elf, man.
I feel like I might have had a conversation about this, but I feel a little bit like maybe I had this dumb conversation before. A little bit of deja vu. I probably forgot it though. Probably came up
Well, yeah, we don't
among
we
many
don't do
drinks.
nothing. We meditate on ourselves and like on the day, and
Wouldn't
like-
that be boring? Like that's a lot of hours.
it's
I mean, it's boring to
it's resting. I mean,
Is it boring when you sleep?
it feels
No,
relaxing.
I'm unconscious.
You go unconscious when you sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what sleep is.
Oh,
Not just on being on, but like
I didn't know. I thought you people just laid down and closed your eyes for 8 hours.
no, that's really no.
Oh,
Everything kind of shuts down.
that sounds terrifying.
It's
But
really
in like a
relaxing.
good
Yeah.
way.
I
Yeah,
don't know
it
how
Shuts
that
down
could.
in a good way.
I have
Sometimes-
been unconscious before. It was not pleasant.
Well, yeah, because that's
And dying.
you getting hurt.
Yeah.
There's a difference when you're like tired.
I
It's
mean,
like,
that's true, Sam, but I mean, kind of relaxing because it's like get unconscious and then you wake up and all of a sudden a lot of time's pass. I mean, that's kind of nice. It's like your time.
yeah, it helps pass the
You're
time.
you're a little time traveler, and you didn't have to.
But I could just be like reading or doing something else instead of just being unconscious for 8 hours.
That's really tiring. That's exhausting.
Reading is not tiring.
For like 4 or 8 hours, that's kind of.
I don't have to just read for 4 hours. I can
He is a man of wisdom,
I can
Jen.
practice my sword play.
I
I
don't
can
know what-
polish my
I don't know
weaponry.
what
I can.
being a man of wisdom is. I'm neither a man nor am I wise. I have no context into how that is.
All right, Jen, Miss Santos. Okay, if you had 4 more hours in the day with which to do things,
You'd have so many more hours in
you
your
would
lifetime.
find something to do, right?
I mean, Jen's like thinking about it really hard. Like her brain
Have
is
you
all
ever
like,
wished you had more hours in your day?
No.
Okay, well, if you had 4 more hours with which to do things, you would find things to do, right?
Yeah, like
I have
Going
4. No! Outside of sleep. If you had 4 more hours of activity.
If you only needed 4 hours of sleep,
Yes, but you still felt the same.
and you have 4 extra hours each day, and then weeks and months, and like you just have a bunch of extra time if you only needed to sleep 4 hours, like me.
Yes, but you sleep for more than that, right?
That's because
I
sleeping
didn't, I
is
mean, I
nice.
didn't
Right.
bring much of my stuff with me, so I wouldn't be able to do much.
There's always, practicing or training or taking watch or upkeep. There's a lot of things to do.
So are we gonna fight this dragon?
Right, you all have to go fight the dragon.
Wait, you're not coming
You're
with
not
us?
gonna. You're not
No.
gonna help.
No, I have to stay here and actually learn how to speak this goddamn language. I cannot waste a 3rd level spell slot every time I want to speak with someone.
It's gonna take more than
here.
hours.
You think, oh, no, I can learn very quickly.
I mean,
I can learn extremely quickly.
how long did it take for you to learn Flan?
like 2 days.
What?
That's so funny. The rest of us that
Like
usually
2
take the years,
days.
Brian. usually takes years for other people, Ryan, Mr.
I mean, it usually only takes like a year to have expertise in a language,
Mr.
but
Harvard.
Mr. Harvard.
listen, give me 3 days. I should be able to learn this.
That's impressive.
I'm going to be doing nothing but reading for 3 days.
Yeah,
That
because
is
you have all those
6.
extra hours.
What's Sai gonna do?
I don't know. Probably wrestle the dragon.
That's not good.
She's already gone.
Oh.
She's already wrestling the dragon.
I don't know. She wakes up earlier than I do.
She does?
Sometimes. When she's excited.
That makes sense. Where are we going?
You guys have to go up to the dragon so that it can fly you away.
Oh,
I'm going to
that's
find
right.
I'm going to find a book and learn Draconic. And he like
Silas
scuttles
was
off.
I like how he doesn't acknowledge, like, is the princess safe? I don't know where she is.
She's got
This
a
is just...
she's got a big axe. It's fine.
She's got a big axe.
You were
She's fine.
countries to make sure and now you just leave her with a dragon.
She wants to be with the dragon. I can't stop her.
And you're gonna
It is her
completely hunt
destiny.
the dragon.
I cannot stop Sai.
But you can help Sai.
Sai does not need help wrestling a dragon.
Do you need help wrestling a dragon?
I would not wrestle a
You
dragon.
know what? We need help wrestling a dragon. Would you like to help us?
No, I need to learn how to speak this language if I'm going to communicate with the dragon I'm selling a mountain to.
I mean,
That's fair.
You could literally do that any other time.
yeah.
I would have the time right now when we are not traveling.
Yeah, but we're fighting, and like we could die. Like
You will be fine. There are 4 of you. I've seen you in action. You toasted an entire bird with a first level spell.
That's not a dragon. That's not a.
that's not a dragon. That's not 5 different people at once.
Well, you don't have to. You could probably
5
draw them
people
out. I'm sure.
Last time we fought like 8 people, we almost died.
Well, that's because you fought 8 people at once.
Yeah, this is like 5 people and a dragon. That's like we're
Don't
more
fight them
than
all at
8
once.
People.
Use your
And
strategy.
The eight people thing was kind of well.
And the 8 people.
Yeah, it was
they
like
weren't
10
even-
people.
And the 8 people weren't even strong.
There's 8 people, and then there's the Kenku, and then there's the 2 other people.
And these 5 people.
In the chest.
These 5 people took down. How many people were here before? Like around 50.
Okay, hold on. And he stops you all and says, look around at all of these people. How many of them do you think have combat experience?
Like
I
a
don't
few.
think we should be verbally outing people in front of.
Or what are they
Yeah,
going to
we're
do? Fight me?
fine.
I'm in
They-
full
they
plate.
have to- I mean, they have to deal with it anyways.
They aren't trained fighters. I've seen you all in action. You can take 5 mooks. They couldn't.
But you haven't seen us face a dragon.
No,
I mean,
but
these are probably more than mooks.
if you all can take on 4 elementals, you're fine.
Yeah, but we didn't take on 4 elementals at once.
Then don't take them all on at once.
Oh boy.
Reminder: one of those elementals won.
What?
One of them one hit like multiple of us, like me and Sam both. Multiple times.
But you survived, and you were better for the experience.
Because you were there.
I didn't do shit,
He spectated.
But you could have done something.
but I didn't.
Potential to do it.
No.
Look, man, I just want to save a couple 100 gold. I don't want any of us to die, and
Well,
then we have to pay.
then don't fight them
we
all.
don't have that much gold to begin with.
Then don't fight them all at once.
But we don't really have much of a choice of whether we fight them all at once.
You all can strategize and set a trap and lure them. You don't have to go charging head in to every encounter.
Really, any of us have a single modifier for intelligence.
What does that even mean, Ms.
We can't even
Santos?
We can't plan.
Our collective
Okay.
brain
Well, then
cells.
talk to the. You have a dragon as a friend. Have it roast the people.
I think
It's
everyone
not gonna go with us.
calm down. Again,
It's not going to fight the dragon, but if it just soars around in the sky and sees a
Last
bunch of
time
weak
we-
people, it can fly by and burn things.
Last time we were gonna fight a dragon, we chickened out of it. We found another way. We avoided
Yeah,
it.
now we're friends with that dragon. See what happens?
Right? And now that you're friends with this dragon, you can use this dragon to toast the friends of the other dragon.
What if we
But the
accidentally become friends with the other dragon? What do we do?
You can't be friends with both because they hate each other.
We just keep them separate
That's
outside.
not how that
And then
works.
we have two
But,
rides.
okay.
Dragons are creatures of
What if
pride.
the other dragon
What?
hook up?
What? What?
What?
What if the other dragon is a female dragon and we get them to hook up?
That's
No,
not
that's
how
not
that. You.
That's not my
No.
poison.
You have to kill the dragon anyway. Just draw out its mooks and then kill it.
But
Did you just say
Really?
moo?
Mooks. Minions.
okay.
Underlings.
But the dragon said they would only get us in the general area, not.
You don't think you can convince the dragon that you're friends with to roast
They
a
didn't-
couple of nobodies?
They don't know where the nobodies even are. They
You
gotta
bring the
leave that-
nobodies to the dragon.
Okay.
What?
That's
You
Good
can
point.
bring the
Are they
nobodies
gonna
out
stay
away
here?
from their master to your dragon in hiding so that it can burn them. How did you all make it this far without any strategy?
See, this is why we need.
We're really
you.
good
I'm
at-
not going!
Because we're really good at hitting things.
I'm not going! I need to stay here and learn this goddamn language and watch over the princess who wants to wrestle a dragon.
Well, where is she?
She's wrestling the dragon, I'm sure.
You're sure?
You're
Yes.
sure you don't.
She didn't actually check.
I haven't had the chance because I've been standing here
What are you gonna do if someone
talking to
kidnaps
you
her?
all.
What are you gonna do if someone kidnaps her? I don't
Go on a
know.
one-man mission, I guess.
She's
You
the
know-
princess. You can't take those risks.
She's a stronger fighter than most people on this side of the continent.
But it's dragons.
Alright.
I'm not fighting the dragon with you.
I think
Okay.
this is getting a little heated.
Yeah.
I take out my bourbon, take a sip.
You know what? Thank you. And he grabs the bottle and he uncorks it and he takes a swing.
Was she handing the bottle to
Better.
It doesn't matter. He corks it and he hands it back to Sam.
Can
Yeah.
I?
What?
Because you ask people. Can I have a sip?
On one condition.
What's that condition?
Stop spilling secrets to people.
I mean, you. What? are you
Maya
specif-
looks confused and Orion looks confused and everyone looks confused.
What?
You out me a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
throw around her name a bunch.
I
Just like
do
it's
do
nothing,
that.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Stop.
Yeah. Do that.
Oh, what do you want me to call you then?
Oh, you can still call me Sam.
Okay.
Just gotta hide it from
Don't-
like strangers. And
Don't be outing me if
Don't-
I'm
I-
a different name.
Oh.
Jen.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm fine with that.
Alright, here you go.
Yeah, she takes a big swig of that.
So good luck fighting the dragon.
Thanks for the battle plan.
How did you not? And he just like starts walking off, mumbling to himself, absolutely confused how you all made it to be this far, this powerful, without planning things.
Pure luck, Orion. I'm sure you'll be able to sleep well at night knowing that.
I don't
you
sleep.
will just stay awake at night.
I don't stay awake.
Have a trance for 4 hours,
Correct.
knowing that we might just die just because.
You'll be fine. You have a dragon? You're all incredibly powerful? It's not even resistant to fire, and I've seen what you can do with fire.
What
Just
is it? Like, what's
don't-
the deal with black dragons? Like,
They're poison.
So I feel like this
I
argument
got
is
that.
going on for a little longer.
Huh?
I'm gonna go over the bonfire and meditate until you all are done.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Roll me a d20. Add your wisdom or your charisma. Up to you.
17.
Okay. So you like hear all this going on, and you step away and you kneel like in front of the fire and you begin to meditate, and you can hear the snapping and the crackling of the flames, and all of the the din and the noise around you just gets drowned out in the sound of the snapping and the crackling of the fire as it moves and burns through these logs. And you feel a warmth overtake you, and a light is in front of your eyelids, stronger than the flame that was there in front of you before, and you open them, and you're in a dark space. It feels like sand is underneath you, and you look around, and there's like a ring of fire about 60 feet away from you, surrounding you. And you look around and you look forward, and from those flames comes the silhouette and then the form of Ignis. And he is kneeling, mirroring your position.
Hello again.
Hello.
How are things?
They are. How are you?
Good.
Fighting a dragon, are we?
Yeah, that's on the agenda at some point today.
Do you think you will be okay?
Maybe. As long as we don't get separated, it'd probably be okay.
You mean as long as you don't run off?
Yes, as long as I don't run off.
That would be a good plan.
It would.
I have lent you some strength. You should have some new abilities to help you with your journey.
Was that what that was?
The what exactly? I don't know how it manifests.
Everything got brighter.
That sounds about right. Yes. I have tried to clear some of the muck from your vision. It is typically clouded. You should also be able to spread this clarity to those in need. Aside from that, you also can, well, maybe it's best for you to practice. And he stands up, and he turns around, and he gestures his hand out wide, and you see the flames circle in behind him and form 3 little targets.
Ooh.
And he moves to your side and he says, "Shoot them. Focus energy in the palm of your hand and release." And I want you to roll me Eldritch Blast attacks against the targets.
Okay. 21?
11?
What?
Is that an 11?
21.
No, I got.
Sorry, I thought I heard you say 1e1.
21.
No, 21.
Okay, sorry. So you do like Ignis says, and you like start focusing, and for like a second, nothing seems to happen. But then you see this little spark appear in the middle of your hand, and then it's multiple sparks, and then this small like flame manifests in your hand, and you tighten your grip around it, and it solidifies into this ball of orange-white energy. And you shoot it out, and it sparks across and shatters the first target. You have every time you cast it right now, you get 2 bolts of the energy, so you have another one ready to go in your other hand. So make me another attack roll.
15?
Yeah, same verse, same as the first. You extend your hand, and that bolt shoots out and travels kind of like wispily and wavily and shatters the second target. And Ignis kind of like claps. He says, "Very good. There's also a stronger form of that that would take a bit more energy. You can use it to illuminate the way for your friends, make things easier for them. I want you to roll me a guiding bolt attack. It's the same, but just so you know how it works."
18.
So you focus a little more, and the orb of force in your hand gets brighter and larger. And this one you don't throw, you just kind of release your hand, and the energy arcs up, stalls, and shoots towards the target and hits it, and you see these embers floating around it, clearly identifying where the target is. You think that anybody who were to attack it would have advantage at this point. As that happens, you see Ignis kind of flex his hand, and a scimitar appears in it, and he runs forward and he slices through the target with no problem, and you see the embers disperse. And he says, "I was only able to give you a fraction of strength at the moment, but as you continue on, I'm sure I could funnel more." He says, "Was there something you were looking for?"
No, I meditate.
And I
Ignore
shouldn't.
people.
You may want to pay attention more often than not. That group of yours seems very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where you all will go. And as he says that, you see like the wall of flames gets dimmer, and his form begins to fade. And you cue back into your surroundings.
Can you re-describe what Ignis looks like? Because it's been a while and I don't quite remember.
So Ignis is like tall, tan, well built. He's wearing these like kind of poofy harem pants, and he has like a headband of gold around his head, and from that, this like raging fire for hair.
Ooh.
And he has these piercing orange eyes.
Okay.
No shirt. He has
shirtless.
he has like these 2 gold bands around his biceps.
Nice.
Fairly plain.
Nice.
But Sam, you're back, and you're in front of the fire again. And you can still hear like a distant discussion going on. You're not sure how long you've been in there.
Okay, Sam will go rejoin the group.
All right. So what do y'all do?
Yes. Heading up to the.
That's up to y'all. You know that he's your ride.
Yeah.
Unless there's something someone else wants to do beforehand. I don't know. Is there any last business here in the camp before we go?
Orion,
You see him like nose deep in a book.
this isn't an argument anymore. Is there anything we need to know before we fight the?
They're good with poison.
dragon.
Don't use poison.
Yeah, but do they like shoot that stuff?
Yeah.
All dragons have breath weapons, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Isaac.
What?
What?
Nothing.
He looks up and just kind of confused.
She's already like walking.
Once he notices that, he just kind of shrugs and goes back into his book. You see that he's already like a third of the way through it. And it's only
Dude,
been...
how do you read so fast?
Focus.
I know you may have more hours in the day, but gosh, that's
Okay.
So you all head up, and Ezra can lead you up there, and you all see Gixgarog just kind of chilling out underneath his gold hoard. And he sees you all come in. And he doesn't move this time, he just kind of huffs.
hello.
Good morning.
I never expect it every
I
time.
know I never expected that. I'm like, it's gonna sound like this.
I think we're ready to head out.
What's the plan? You see him start to stretch.
Well, we can't fight all of them all at once, so we're thinking of like separating some of the followers.
Good idea.
Yeah, not be a good idea to try to fight them all at once.
Maybe lead them to you, like, so you can toast them.
Yeah,
Those
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because they probably don't know you're here.
Someone roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh.
I'll do it.
Jen does it.
15.
Well, let's see how good their wisdom is. Not that good. So, he says, I like the sound of that. I will remain in hiding then. Bring them to me, and they will burn.
And the last.
And you can eat them.
It would make a light lunch, yes. I will. You see him
The last thing they see.
stand up from all the gold and like shake it all off, and he unfurls his wings and he says, "Get on."
Wait, is Sai there or?
This is scary. Yeah, where's Sai?
I thought she was.
He like looks over to the horde and he points a claw, and you see that she's just kind of like reclining in a pile of gold.
Who won the wrestle?
We called it a draw.
Ah,
She is very strong.
He doesn't know who she is.
No.
how would he know? He's a freaking. He's a.
Does he? Wait. So, like, if he's a new dragon, how knowledgeable is he about?
You
like,
have no idea.
And specific dragons are more knowledgeable than other ones.
No, I just meant like about the Four Kingdoms. Like
He knows they exist.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
But you don't know how much he knows.
That's fair. I don't want to ask that now.
So, is everybody climbing onto the dragon?
This is
Yeah.
scary. I've never done this before.
Trust me. And he lets you all on, and you feel the wings move, and it's like uncomfortable because there's no saddle or anything.
Yeah.
And he beats them once, and you feel this huge rush of wind rise up past your face, and then he goes again and again, and he begins lifting his way up. And it's a bumpy ride. It's not comfortable at all.
Yeah, man.
But you guys crest the ring of smoke easily, and you're up 500, 600 feet in the air. Everything looks tiny. And then he flaps once, and he puts his wings out straight, and you guys begin rocketing
Holy
faster than any horse you've ever ridden through the air. And it's cold, and it's windy, and it's loud.
Flan is scared as shit, dude.
And you all are seeing as he's hightailing it across the skies. You guys just very quickly, over like 30 minutes, an hour passes.
Damn.
And you see this large cluster of trees next to us, like a hill.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Gixgarog begin to dive. And he lands at like the outskirts of the forest, and he says, "This is where we know they've been. From what I know, black dragons tend to stay underground.
Oh,
Ah.
I didn't know that.
His followers tread these woods.
I have to go underground. That's scary.
I will remain here,
Okay.
hidden. Bring them to me. They will burn. Simple as that.
That's if the plan works out.
Yes.
So hopefully it works out.
If not, this forest goes up in flames.
That's fair.
Good luck."
Thanks.
And you see the dragon kind of like moves over to the side, and he coils up and he lays down.
Oh.
And you see his scales begin to change color.
That's like
And
camouflage.
he camouflages to meet with the ground.
Cool. Is that actually in the book, or is it just like flavor text?
It's something.
Oh.
It's something.
Okay.
What's the plan of attack? What are y'all gonna do?
I mean,
Did anybody tell
It's-
Shiloh what we were doing?
I know.
they have no idea. Oh,
Fuck.
oh
We're
no.
definitely more than 120 feet, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Asked how long we were gonna take. Oh boy. Poor Shiloh.
I mean, we kind of joked that it, like, we don't know if it'll take a week. So what's a day? Like, look, they've been on their own
I'm sure you guys could have
before.
told them as like before you guys went to bed for the night.
Okay, can we just
Okay.
say that,
Yeah.
please?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like,
Gosh,
It's
poor
fine.
Shiloh.
they're used to being on their own.
Ay, ay, ay. All right. So there's the forest in front of you.
And underground, typically.
You think there might be an entrance to a cave somewhere, probably by where the hill is.
Can we, like, look to see if there's any, like, tracks or anything?
You can roll me a survival check.
Gen walls.
Okay.
Survival.
Why?
18.
Okay.
That's a 6.
So Jen, you are too much in awe at the fact that this dragon just kind of disappeared into the ground.
I mean, dragons are cool. Size not the only one.
But Flan, you peel your eyes away from the camouflaging dragon and you look around and you see that there are a bunch of tracks. Some
Yeah.
of them look like animals have made them. Some of them look like carts or people. And then there's a set of 4 footprints, like two pair side by side,
Mm-hmm.
that walk further into the woods. That like catch your attention because there's like a path leading out for people camping in the woods, but these are going the other direction. Yes.
Okay.
Find anything fun?
Yeah, I found this set of tracks. It goes like deeper into the woods. Probably follow them, but be really quiet about it.
I mean, I'll be as quiet as I can. You know, me and stealth
Yeah.
don't exactly go along.
Clanka, clanka, clanka.
And I could always go up ahead, like me and Sam, because we're
Maya looks
not like
concerned.
not separated, but just like a little bit, like 20, 30 feet ahead.
Or
He
maybe
nods.
since we're trying to draw them out anyways, maybe we could go first?
Oh yeah, we are trying to get their attention. That's fair.
Maya like cocks up an eyebrow and is like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense."
Okay, we could all go together.
All right, so are we going into the woods?
And we're following the tracks.
All right, who's up front, and what's everybody doing?
I'll be up front, I guess.
Okay.
I'll be trying to not be stealthy.
Okay. Maya will be right behind you. Who's gonna be behind Maya?
I'll be behind. No, I'm short. I should. No.
You could be off to the side, not
Yeah.
directly behind her, but I just need to know who's behind Maya. Like, what our marching order is.
I'll be behind my.
All right, and Sam's at the end. All right, so I'm gonna make a quick couple of checks here.
Wait,
As they're walking forward, everybody give me perception checks.
15.
16?
9.
Maya? No. So you all don't notice anything out of the ordinary as you're walking through the woods. And you've been walking in for what seems like an hour,
Uh-oh.
but you don't feel like you've gotten very far. Like, you could have sworn you've passed this rock before and these trees before. You're not sure exactly how well you're doing. And then at some point, Jen
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
does a 18 hit your AC.
Yeah.
So a spear comes sailing through the trees
Oh shit.
and lands right, like, in your foot, Jen.
Just a sphere?
A spear.
Spear, okay.
And you take 15 points of damage.
Wow.
What do you all do? Or actually, let's roll initiative.
Remember, we're trying to lead it away. So if we had them chase us every turn.
On the bright side, you got their attention.
So initiative?
Mm-hmm.
16?
Okay. Anybody higher than 16?
I got a 6.
Okay. Sam, what'd you get?
9.
Uh-oh.
Alright. From out of the trees, you watch this, like, halfling walk out, covered in furs and different kinds of scales, and there's a shield on their back.
Mm-hmm.
And they reach behind their head, and you see that the spear that was in Jen's foot disappears and reappears in their hand,
Oh.
and they prime it ready to throw.
Yeah, it's a.
But then they reach out to a horn on their belt, and they reach it, put it to their mouth, and they blow, and a huge sound echoes through the forest.
Yeah, I think it's time to go now.
And that's their turn. Juan, you're in initiative currently. It's your turn. What do you do?
And we all just like. How long did it take to get to where we are?
You guys felt like you had been walking for an hour, but you know that this forest isn't
Fuck.
that big.
Fuck.
So it's
Because our whole thing was we're supposed to lead them back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been so long and we don't know what's up with this forest situation.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see any other people in?
You only see this halfling.
And he's just like, he was just in a tree? Or was he just like...
They walked out of the forest. Like,
And
just
they
out
blew-
from behind like a tree.
Oh. Firebolt increases.
Yes,
To
you do
do
2d10.
2d10. Okay. Yeah, can I cast Firebolt then?
Alright, roll
Just
to
as
hit.
a beginning. Okay. Sorry, I forget how
You
this
see
works.
they're in studded leather and they have a shield.
Hmm?
They're in studded leather armor and they have a shield.
How far are they away?
About 30 feet.
So it's +7.
Hmm?
That's a 23.
Yeah, you hit. So roll me 2d10 fire damage plus 4.
So 19.
Damn. All right.
That was just a cantrip.
Okay. Do you have any bonus actions?
I can only use psychic blades for physical, like.
Yes.
Okay, I'm good.
All right.
Can I say I didn't move up for that?
Yeah, you would have had to shoot at disadvantage if you wanted to move up.
Oh, really?
If you're within 5 feet of him, you shoot at disadvantage.
Oh, that's fair. I just meant like, okay.
All right, so that's that.
Mm-hmm.
And after that firebolt connects with the halfling, and like they pat out the flames and they grin real big, you see that like from one of the tree branches comes flying this sickly yellow-skinned bald humanoid and tries to crack Flan right in the noggin.
Ooh.
Oh.
I think that hits.
Well, what's the number?
Pretty sure. There's a 13 on the die.
What?
Plus 7.
Oh.
So a 20?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So their fist impacts the side of your head, and you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And they they land from the hit, and they like stand on their hands and they swing their foot around to hit you. This person seems to fight very similarly to Sam.
Yep.
That's another 20 to hit, and you take 13 points of damage.
Plus the additional 7?
Yeah, so you take a total of 20.
In math. That was fast.
And you all can begin hearing the sounds of like motion and movement and running towards you. Sam, it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh man, that's more than half my health. Already.
I'm gonna punch the dude that just hit.
Okay, so you can run up and do that. Go for it. He seems very quick.
27.
You're not that quick. So you're
That's so funny to me.
Not that quick.
What are you attacking with,
11
by the way?
The onyx.
The claws? Okay, so 11 damage?
Yeah.
So you rake across his chest, and you see this like green-looking blood spurt out of the wound as he takes a step back.
I'll hit him again.
Go for it. Roll for it.
24.
Yeah, that hits.
My lord.
7 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll flurry a blow.
Okay.
First one is 22.
22?
And then the second one is 14.
So a 22 hits, but the 14 does not.
Nine damage.
Okay. So you're able to rake him twice with the claws, and he like takes a step back, and you use that opportunity to kind of jam your elbow into his gut. But as you go in for the fourth hit, he's able to kind of dodge out of the way of your last strike. Jen?
I'm gonna go attack the whatever it is.
Okay, which one? The halfling right now, or the yellow dude?
The yellow.
Okay.
do that with my glaive, but first, bonus action, I'm going to do a menacing attack.
Okay, so he has to make a wisdom save.
Yep.
Does a 14 save?
The save is 14, so what happens then?
Then he beats it. It's what? What
Okay.
is it based off of? Because it should be 11 plus a modifier.
It's strength plus proficiency.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, 14. So he saves. And he does not seem frightened of you.
Okay. And for the attack, it's 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
13 damage,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna use my attack and hit them again. 15 to hit.
15 does not hit. So you go into swing for this one, but you see the enemy kind of does this weird motion with their hands, and things seem to distort around them, and they are able to dodge out of the way of your second hit.
And that's it.
Okay. Maya runs up to Flan and puts a hand on your on her shoulder, and you heal 15 HP.
Oh, thank God.
And she kind of tightens her grip on your shoulder and looks you in the eyes, and you feel this weird energy kind of shimmer around you.
Uh-huh.
She casts Shield of Faith on you. Your AC is up by 2.
Oh. Awesome.
And that's her turn.
Thank you.
At the top of the round, you see that 2 people have now caught up to the fray of battle. There is an elf in full plate mail with a sword and a long sword in both hands. And then there's this just big, well, I say big. She's a dwarf, but intimidating with an axe about as big as she is, charging into the fray. I'll say it takes their turns to dash up to. One is up against Maya. I'll say the dwarf is up against Maya, and then the elf charges in towards Jen.
We need a plan.
There was a plan,
Ew.
and the
You threw me
halfling,
back.
the halfling's grin gets even bigger, and they ready their spear and they charge forward. They think the biggest threat right now is Sam, so they're going to lunge forward with their spear. But I think a 12 misses.
Yeah, that missed.
And try again with their spear. Does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
Alright, and then they, once they land that one with their spear, they pull it out and they're going to try and bash you with their shield. A 14 misses though, right?
Yeah, that missed.
Alright, so you get hit with the spear once for 12 points of piercing damage. Flan, it is now your turn. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 people close to you right now.
Good. There's no way to undo this shit. Or like
You can
somehow
you can disengage and run.
Yeah, but we'd be running for like an hour and they did some weird shit in the forest to make it seem like...
Yeah, you guys don't seem to know where you are currently.
That's oof.
How are they all like grouped?
It's a big cluster.
Yeah, but everyone's close to them.
Yes.
Damn.
Area of effect spells would be effective, but if they do damage, you'd be hitting your friends.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Mm.
Is there like another way to where I can only get like 2 of them or some weird shit?
You could, but there is something you could do that could hit all 4 of them. And not your friends.
Oh, sorry. Wait.
That one spell that only sometimes works for you.
Wait, what?
No,
Oh,
shush.
shit!
It's gonna be good now.
I didn't know it was a 20-foot cube. I thought you had to focus on one person.
Nope, it is a cube of space.
Okay.
He's like,
Yeah, I only held off on that because the two people that came out were like seemed like good dexterity, but then the other two people came out. And
One of them is in full armor, so you don't think that one's very quick.
The dwarf and
the dwarf is not in armor, actually.
Yeah, but
She's just in like a harness and a shirt and a big axe.
Still, I wouldn't expect her to be too fast. And then the person in full plate mail. So I can at least get two people right.
You could hit all four of them feasibly.
Yeah, but like two of them have a good chance of succeeding. So
Yes.
very fine. Yes.
Alright, so I'm gonna make some dex saves. Well, the halfling is fine. He rolled a 19.
I figured.
The monk roll. He rolled pretty bad, but he has a high dex.
Monk.
14?
Nope.
Okay, so the fairy fires surround around him. The elf fails,
Okay.
and the dwarf fails. They rolled a 4 and a 5.
So we have advantage on three
On
of
all
them.
three of them, yes. But you know that there's one that was mentioned that still isn't in the fray yet.
Yeah, and it was hold up. There's spear, axe.
And forget. Try to ignore that. Pretend like they don't exist.
The one good with the knife.
Nope, there is somebody holding a blade.
Oh,
Cause there was the sword,
I think
the
the
lance.
The lance is.
the spellcaster.
Bingo.
Oh,
They're still not here yet.
I didn't know if a spear.
that okay. That would make the forest shit. I should have thought that through. Okay. So there's
Is there
like
anything
my-
else you want to do on your turn? That was your action.
Oof.
So where are Sam and
They're like 5.
And
They're
Jen.
like each on 5 feet away from you.
Okay. I would like to give bardic inspiration to. I'll give it to Sam.
Okay. So Sam, you have a bardic inspiration.
That's a D6, right?
It is currently a d6, yes.
That you can
Okay.
add to. It's just d20 rolls?
It's just a d20 rolls.
Yes. So you can use it to hit.
It is now. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Right. So it is now the monk's turn. He's going to look around and see that things are kind of dicey. He doesn't look great. He looks at Jen, who hit really hard, and he begins whispering something in a language you don't really understand. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
So who is this?
Jen.
No, the person.
Oh, the
doing-
monk.
Oh, the monk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
18.
An 18 saves. So
Nice.
you see that like reality was starting to bend and twist around you, and you close your eyes and you take a breath, and you're able to shake the effect from your mind, and the monk looks upset. But that's his turn. Sam.
Upsetty Mr. Spaghetti.
I want Eldritch Blast.
If you Eldritch Blast right now, you'll be at disadvantage because there's a bunch of people right next to you.
Oh.
But wouldn't it be a straight roll?
It would be a straight roll
Fairy
against any of
fire.
the 3 folks, that are fairy fired.
Monk's fairy,
Yeah,
The monk is fairy fired, yes.
so just a straight.
Alright, then you can roll 2 of those because you get 2 bolts at this level.
Does it 15 hit?
A 15 misses. He's able to just dodge out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, the other one is too.
So you still don't quite have a grasp of this power, but you all see Sam just kind of like slide back a second and focus, and these 2 globes of orange-white energy form in their hands, and they shoot him out and just are a little wide, but they impact like the trees in the distance, and you hear a big resounding crack as 2 big holes like dent themselves into the tree bark.
Yo, what the heck?
Since when have you been able to do that?
I'm just gonna punch him now.
You can't.
I can't.
No, I mean, you didn't make the attack action,
Oh,
so you can't unarmed strike.
but I haven't attack.
Huh?
I thought monks had attack.
That doesn't count if you're using a spell.
Okay.
That's complicated. Okay.
It's a different action to cast a spell and then to do an attack.
Yeah.
You only get the extra attack if you take the attack
Yeah.
action. Which Sam did.
Can I spend a key
To do what?
patient?
Yes. So, okay, you've taken the dodge action and they have disadvantage to hit you. Alright. Jen, it's your turn. Sam just shot out 2 bolts of energy.
Okay. Who's closest to me right now?
The elf and the monk. Who are both currently being illuminated by the fairy fire.
The monk. How well off does the monk seem?
I
Yeah.
mean, he's been hit a bunch.
True.
He is not in gleaming plate armor.
I'm just trying to figure out whether. So. Would the elf get an attack of opportunity if I focused on the?
Not if you attacked, but if you tried to move around or like away, then yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna attack the monk again, I guess.
Okay, roll it.
Wait. So what do I have advantage on?
Attack rolls. So
Attack.
yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. Also, how's Flan's health right now?
You don't know. She just got healed a bit.
Yeah, Maya healed me. I'm good.
Okay. What about Sam?
You don't know.
Okay.
Well, she wouldn't know exact, but she
I don't think
Just
Sam's
say, like-
been. Sam got hit once with a
be
spear.
like a little bit hurt, a lot of bit hurt, medium hurt.
Medium hurt. Well,
I just don't want to. Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't even need that advantage. That's a crit +7.
Yeah, you hit.
So
Alright, so you deal max damage plus an extra damage dice.
okay.
Holy mackerel.
Some +4, which is what I got on the other one, and then +4, which is
Okay, yeah, so 18.
Yep.
Ouch.
And then I'm gonna attack them again.
Okay. This month does not look good at all.
That is 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Did anyone attack the spear guy?
Yes. You did. With a
Oh,
firebolt.
I'm dumb.
It took me a second to remember who the fuck hit him too.
I was like, did anybody else?
13 damage.
Alright, ouch. He's still standing.
Then I'll to
What?
hit them again.
Oh,
Were you gonna action search?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, just finish one of them off.
Yeah, I just want them to be done with. Okay. This is also above 20.
How much?
18 +7.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to do that math. There's just no way. That is 11 damage.
Still standing.
So with extra action,
You do get the extra attack as well.
Holy
That's
fucking
what I was wondering.
shit.
Okay, then I'm gonna use the extra attack. Are you freaking kidding me?
Jen
I rolled with advantage and got the same thing twice.
It happens.
Jen be like,
Seriously, my last one and it doesn't. Ooh, it's just annoying, man.
I
What's
can't
the
believe-
number?
I can't believe she attacked.
16.
Oh no. So you, with the fury of the 9 fucking hells, are able to rake the glaive across his chest with that critical, and then you stab him in like the hip, and you bring it forward again, and you get him in like the side, in his side again, and he's looking like he's on death's door. And as you bring in this last swing, he's able to just barely grip the handle of your glaive and push it to the side. He looks rough.
Ooh.
It is now my. Or do you have anything else? Do you have a bonus action still?
Ugh. I remember all the things I can do with.
Fucking attack like 4 times.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Nope. I'm good.
Okay. Maya, seeing that this monk is on death's door, is gonna rush in and try and hit him with her cool sword.
Or cool sword.
Right.
Sword.
So she goes and she like swings it down, and this looks like a surefire hit. And the monk looks
no.
scared, and you see like a vein pop in one of his like by his forehead, and the sword is stopped by this just wall of like yellowish, brackish force
Are you fucking kidding me?
as he shields himself from the blow. But she's like Maya's not deterred, so she's gonna try again. Yeah, that's a 25. I don't care how high his AC is. So, like, the sword bounces the first time, and she kind of, like, she looks amused, and she, like, points the sword so that it's a stab this time instead of a slice, and she goes in, and you see that, like, wall of force just crack and shatter as she drives the sword into, like, right into his clavicle.
Yeah.
And he just falls and crumples. And she's gonna move up to the halfling. He seems dangerous.
He seems dangerous.
At the end of her turn, you all hear a rustling, and up above you see this this half-elven girl. She looks small, like young.
That's okay.
And she comes like she's floating through the leaves and is like above you all. And she sees all this, and she sees the monk just like collapse and die. She looks annoyed, less than worried. And she begins channeling a spell in her hand. I don't think any of you have counterspell.
Dark
So
Spawn.
you
No.
see this just spark, and then this orb of fire grow and grow and grow in her hand until it's about the size of her head.
No.
And she pushes it forward, and she's going to fireball everyone, including her friends. So
including her friends.
everybody make me a dexterity saving throw.
What the?
I'm very happy.
He's fine.
24.
The knight fails.
17.
The dwarf fails. What'd you get?
24 and
24. Sam got a 17.
17.
Maya gets... Oh my god! She passes. She has a -1 to dex and she passes.
Oh my god.
And then what did you get, Jen?
She's on fire. I miss this. I miss, like, your descriptions of, like, Maya doing, like, badass. Just, like... I miss those!
I probably didn't pass.
What is it?
It's a 5.
Yeah, I don't think that...
No, you fail. So you watch as Jen and the elf take the full brunt of this, but you all are able to like dive out of the way as this fireball explodes, rocking the forest. She's upcasting this because she's upset.
Mildly upset.
10, 20, 33. You take 33 points of damage on a fail, or 16 points of damage on a success.
Wait, what?
You take 16 points of damage if you pass the saving throw.
16?
Uh-huh.
Fuck!
Or 33 if you fail.
Oh, shush about that 16.
It's fire damage, right?
It is fire damage, so if you're resistant, it's brought even lower. She did not know y'all were resistant to fire. So you take 6 on a save, and 16, or sorry, 8 on a save and 16 on a fail.
Oh, I
for
just
you guys.
erased... I don't remember my...
Add 8 more.
I didn't remember what my health is. I was like, oh fuck,
Mm-mm.
I can't do math.
Yeah, how many?
You take 16 points of damage, Jen, but everybody else takes a bunch of damage, so that elf does not look great. Oh, and you all see the monk's body just kind of turns into ash.
Christ, Jesus.
Yeah, I can't revive that shit. Okay.
Alright, that's their turn. And this little girl is just, like, flying above you all. It is the halfling, elf, and the dwarf's turn.
Oh, they all just okay.
They all go on one initiative, yes.
Okay.
I made the two powerhouses have separate initiative.
Okay, thank God.
The halfling is going to try and stab at Sam, who is currently in her patient defense. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
So that's one hit. That's a nat 1. And he's going to try and shield bash you. That's another nat 1. So you get hit by one of the spear jabs. And you take 14 points of damage. Still standing?
Yep.
Okay. The dwarf is going to swing at Maya. She gets 2 attacks, so I'll roll them at the same time.
Christ.
Who?
That's gonna hit, and that's gonna crit.
Oh.
Wait, who hit at who?
The dwarf hit
The
Maya,
dwarf is attacking
and
Maya.
She crit on one of her attacks.
She sure did.
And she gets 2 attacks. But Maya's the tank.
Yeah, and she rolled a 24 and a 27 to hit with those crit. And
Okay.
regular. And Maya only has an AC of 20.
Yeah. I like how you say only an AC of 20.
So Maya takes 13 from the first hit.
Didn't take much damage in the past.
Yeah, but this one just, it like cuts straight into her armor. It wasn't trying to avoid, just the heft of this axe and the strength of this dwarf cuts through those plates like nothing.
Ooh.
And then it's 16 plus a d12. 30, 19. So Maya looks bloody.
Wait, how much damage did she take total?
Like a 40 something?
Fuck off.
Or sorry, 39. She took 39 points of damage.
Fuck off, man.
Might as well.
From that crit. And she looks surprised because she's not used to being hit. But
no
that's,
damage.
That's yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
The elf is gonna swing at Jen. He has a long sword
That's fun.
in 2 hands. So he gets 2 attacks. That's a crit.
Really?
And
Rebuke.
15 to hit.
She's good at she's using your reaction.
Oh, okay, what are you using your reaction to do?
Hellish rebuke.
Alright. So the crit does
Oh,
First.
Fuck. Oh,
8
man.
plus 3 is 11 plus 4. So you take 15 damage from the crit. Now you can roll your damage for Hellish Rebuke. That's 3d10, and he's going to make a dex saving throw, which he sucks at. But he got a 16.
Okay.
So does a 16 pass the Hellish Rebuke DC?
I don't know what that would.
Doing the math, I'm pretty sure he passes, so he takes half damage from whatever you're about to throw at him.
Okay. Let's see how much damage that does.
Oof. Also,
Okay, so that's I don't know how you half 13, but
he takes 6.
okay.
Okay. That's their turns. Flan, it is your
I'm
turn.
trying to figure out. Oh, what?
First things first, roll me a d20. Just roll me a flat d20.
A 9. Oh.
Now it's your
God.
turn.
I don't know what that means. I'm scared.
Actually, no, you would roll it with advantage. That fireball was very loud.
Advantage?
Roll another d20 plus nothing. It's cocked.
Fuck off. That was a good roll. 11.
Continue with your turn.
Okay, so the people who have multiple hits are the
Which
the
is
person.
everyone except for the little girl floating above you. But she has magic.
And good magic too.
So how much damage did Jen get from the
She
elf?
that was 14.
Wait, no,
I
like,
forgot to roll
was-
the damage for his second hit. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It was
no!
it was an 8 plus 3. You take another 11 points of damage.
I
Wait,
only have-
who attacked the
The elf. Yeah.
I have 2 hit points.
Hey, at least your glaive does more damage now.
I'm trying to think of who does more damage. I'm assuming. Can I try to target the dwarf with my rapier?
Yes.
And I have friends, so is that sneak attack?
Yes, and you have advantage
And-
anyway. Because of fairy fire.
And I have advantage, and well, and I'd like to use psychic blades also.
Sure. Yeah.
So I
roll
get
it.
an extra.
You would if you hit, you get an extra 2d6. Yes.
Okay. So this plus.
And you rolled an advantage.
Oh well, I mean, does an 18 hit?
You might crit.
I might crit. No.
Okay. Yeah, 18 hits.
Okay, so it's a
So that's
1d8
1d8 plus
plus-
4d6.
plus 46 plus 3.
Yes.
Those are all shitty. Hold up. 9, 12, 17 plus 3 is 20.
Okay, so you all see Flan, like, thrust forward with this rapier, muttering something under her breath. And this, like, weird dark purple energy coats the blade as it slices into the dwarf, and you see, like, out the back of their head, this black, purple streak of energy shoot out. And it hurts real bad. How much was the total damage again?
20. It was shitty.
That hit real hard.
Yeah, well, I rolled a d8 and I got a 3, and then I rolled.
You rolled about average.
It's a 3 on a d8.
I said
Shit.
about. You rolled a lot of dice. You did a lot of damage. It's fine. That's your turn.
That's like a difference. Whatever, man.
You did a third of her health.
Okay.
The monk is dead. Sam, it's your turn.
How does the healing?
You use your bonus action, and you can pick anybody you can see and heal them up to as many d6 as you have to heal.
So you can't heal yourself?
You can.
Do I?
You can see yourself.
Wait, can't I also heal as a bonus action?
You used your bonus action to
No,
do
but
the
I'm
psychic
asking
blade.
in general?
Yeah, with your healing word.
Okay.
It's a spell, yes.
Would I still be able to attack?
Yeah, you can attack and then heal yourself if you wanted to.
I will punch the half.
Okay.
Does a 18 hit?
Yep. Oh, well. No. You go in and you look like you're about to hit, but the halfling sees you coming in and raises their shield up and is barely able to parry out of the way. They seem a little harder to hit now that they're on the defensive. They use their reaction to parry your attack.
I'll attack.
Okay.
Hit?
No. So they knock your first swing out of the way with their shield, and they're able to, like, plant their spear in the ground and use that to hoist themselves up and dodge your other attack. And then you used your bonus action to heal yourself, right?
Yes.
Alright, Jen, it's your turn.
Okay. First off, I'll so that some health back.
Alright, so second wind.
Thanks, second wind. I appreciate you. Oh. Okay, that's 8 hit points added.
Okay.
And then I'm going, I guess, attack the elf.
Okay.
17 to hit.
A 17 just barely doesn't hit. That plate mail is thick and hard to get through.
I will try and attack again.
Okay.
That's a 26.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, I would hope so. 9 damage.
Okay. Not looking good. Maya sees that things are turning a little south, and she kind of surveys the situation for a second and curses under her breath. She walks forward, like, into the middle of everything, and she's going to provoke an attack of opportunity from the elf and the dwarf. No. Thank God she has high AC, but she, like, the two swings kind of glance off of her armor, and the axe glances off of her shield. And she walks forward, and she plants her sword in the center of, like, this clearing where you all are fighting, and her two wings explode out from her back, and you see this, like, dark shadow rush out from underneath her and crawl up towards each of the combatants. So they're all gonna make wisdom saves.
Oh. Whoa. Owie.
Okay, the halfling is fine. The elf is scared shitless. The dwarf is scared shitless. And the little girl is fine. Fucking 2 nat 20s.
The elf and the dwarf?
The elf and the dwarf are frightened of Maya. But she is now radiating this, like, wave of necrotic fear around her. And with her bonus action, she actually can't do anything? Yeah, she's got nothing. That's her turn. The little girl just kind of snickers and laughs at this power move that Maya just tried to do.
That power move.
And,
Pride.
she cracks her hands.
I don't need any more power moves. I'm good.
And she starts, like, counting on her fingers 4, and you see 4 little wisps of flame shoot up out of her hand and rocket their way towards Maya, who is now separate from the group. She's upcasting a scorching ray.
How far away is Maya?
15-ish feet, and the girl is like 30 feet in the air. One hit. One hit. Maya's able to, like, shield 3 of them, but one of them curves back and hits her in the back. So she's gonna take 2d6. 7. But she's resistant, and this little girl is kind of dumb.
Thank you.
Or stubborn. Not sure which.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
But Maya gets hit
She's dumb.
by Scorching Ray.
Not good at wisdom.
She's not, but she fucking crit the fear save. So that's the little girl's turn. It is now the halfling's turn, and he's going to try and keep on keeping on. He's going to try and hit Sam. 2 fear attacks. 21 hits. 13 misses. And the shield bash misses. So you take 13 points of piercing damage from the spear. But that's his turn. The dwarf and the elf can't move closer to Maya, so they're going to take their disadvantaged swings at... One is... the elf is going to attack Maya... Or not Maya. Fuck, the elf's gonna attack Jen, and the dwarf is gonna run up and attack Flan.
Okay.
So a 17 misses Jen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Second attack, even worse.
Wait,
Flan-
17. Never mind. A 17 hit.
Okay, so he gets one attack.
Oh,
You take 10 points.
I'm down.
Alright, so he's able to knock down Jen. The dwarf is going to come in at Flan and attack at disadvantage because she can see Maya. That's a miss because 13 misses you, right?
Yeah.
Don't forget that your AC is plus 2 right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
21 hits.
Yeah, 21 hits.
18 and a 14 on disadvantage. You
I can
take
still hear Orion in the distance. You'll be fine, he said. It's just a
14
dragon."
points of slashing damage.
I can't math. 12.
Yeah, Orion. Here, we'll be just fine. We haven't even gotten to the dragon.
Flan, it's your turn. And at this point, I'll say you all can hear the flap of wings from behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You're not sure what that means. But something, one of the dragons is coming.
That could either be like life
Super good, super
good,
bad.
or super bad. We have no fucking idea.
Say,
So who did Sam attack?
Sam
The spear
attacked. Sam got.
dude?
Yeah, Sam attacks the spear dude typically.
Okay. Can I upcast Dissonant Whispers?
Yes.
So wisdom saving throw?
On the halfling.
Yeah. So
How wise is he? Not at all. That's an 8.
yeah, that does not. So yeah, on a failed save, 46.
And he has to run away.
Yeah. So and I add
46 plus 4.
and 14.
14 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
One
So he-
third
Books it 30 feet into the woods.
level.
As Flan just keeps whispering something fucking terrifying into the back of his mind, and he looks mortified at Flan's Flan's whole existence.
who
And
was
just-
running?
The halfling sprints
halfling.
very far away.
What I thought.
And then well, I can't really do anything.
You could still bardic inspiration. You have 2 more, I think.
No, but Jen's down. I want to do something about that.
You could inspire her in death.
That's not.
You
You-
can
you can't-
technically give her bardic inspiration even if she's unconscious.
No, you said I couldn't.
Pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure the wording says you can. Let me check.
How you give inspiration if they can't fucking hear you?
She's unconscious. It's not like she cannot hear you. Hold on. I'm looking it up.
I feel like Leia is definitely.
Oh no.
right on
Who can hear you? Okay, yeah, no. You can't.
You can't inspire someone who's unconscious.
I've had DMs rule it otherwise, but I didn't know they were wrong.
Fuck. What can I do? Is I can't like fucking.
You can-
That would take an action to.
Yeah, you could disengage and get the fuck away from the dwarf who's on you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Sam, your halfling friend is now gone, vanished into the woods.
Someone's gotta hope. She has a few turns.
So, could I
We only get.
then Eldritch Blast?
Nobody's close enough to you to cause disadvantage, so you could Eldritch Blast the dwarf, the elf, or the little girl up above, but the little girl would not be at advantage. Alright, who are you Eldritch Blasting?
The elf.
Okay.
Does a 21
Yes. So that's a D10.
3 damage?
Okay. You have one more bolt.
I rolled a 2 on the first one.
That one misses, but you do impact him, and he looks a little shocked that one of you can cast. Another one of you can cast magic.
Mm.
Uh,
And cast Cure Wound?
No, because that's an action.
No.
You could
I-
like patient defense or something.
Patient.
Okay. Jen, death saving throw.
One time I used this dice. The one time. The one time.
What's the total?
What's the number?
It's nat 1.
That's 2 fails.
I just, how come I just knew like, what if she's down 2, and I'm like, I still have a turn to do something.
It's Maya's turn.
Okay.
She, seeing that the little girl is not affected, kind of sighs and walks over to where Jen is, like on the ground. And the elf like looks still scared, and Maya kneels down and pats Jen on the chest, and you get healed for 15. She's using the other half of her lay on hands to heal Jen.
Yay.
She's got nothing for a bonus action, so that's all Maya does.
Why doesn't she have any bonus?
Because she doesn't. Her bonus action was Shield of Faith.
Oh, that's all she had.
Well, she doesn't have much to do with a bonus action. The little girl goes to... Well, here, hold on. Let me see if the dragon beats her. Yeah, no, he wins. So, the little girl goes out to, like, cast another spell, and you see the fireball charging in her hand again. And screaming out from behind you, Gixgarog appears and, like, tries to eat her. Just with a bite attack. Oh god. That was almost max damage. So that's
Oh god.
18 plus 25 plus 1 fire damage. So 26 damage. And he's going to rake her with his claws twice. 36 and 12. She dies. He swoops in from the air and just eats her. And, like, crashes into a tree because he was going a little too fast. And you hear a big crack. But then he just kind of finishes eating her. And that's his turn. So she's dead.
Yeah.
The halfling comes to his senses and spends his turn running back to Sam. But that's all he's got. The elf is going to swing at Maya at disadvantage because she's the one who's there.
She's the one who's there.
That's quite a way
Wow, that was a crit and a no, so he doesn't. And the dwarf is going to make her 2 attacks at Flan at disadvantage because the object of her fear is in range. God, that would... No, that's a 20 and a 4, so you don't get crit.
By who?
The dwarf
Oh, okay.
does a 16 hit.
No, doesn't.
So she swings twice, but there's like a lot of fear in her eyes, and she's just fucking can't get a handle on the swings. Flan, it's your turn.
Can I fucking do a ranged attack now without having the fucking...
The dwarf is still in your face.
Okay.
So you would be at disadvantage. Well, you'd be at a straight roll.
I can't, like,
Against
fucking disengage, like, fucking...
Oh no, you disengaged.
Yeah, I
So
did.
she wouldn't have been able to hit you.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
My bad. So then she would have had to swing at Maya. So no, yeah, you can do a ranged attack.
Right?
Yes, you can do it fine. You can advantage on the dwarf or the elf.
I'll do it on the door.
Okay.
So...
What are you throwing at her?
Hold up. I'm gonna do Chromatic Orb.
Okay.
But I'm thinking, like... let's do Thunder.
Okay.
Advantage?
Mm-hmm. And you know that she's just inferred, so she's not too difficult to hit.
So that is a 3 to hit.
Yeah. Roll 4d10. Plus 4.
What?
4d10. For Chromatic Orb, it's d10, right?
No, it's 3d8. I'm not
Oh.
upcasting it.
Oh, you weren't? Okay, so that's just 3d8. My bad.
13.
18 total? Alright. It does not look good. Okay. Sam, it's your turn.
I'm just gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself and then,
Okay.
Go into patient defense.
Sure. You all see Sam just kind of like pat her own wounds and then almost like they burn away. So you heal yourself and then she goes into patient defense. Jen, you are conscious. There is a quaking elf in front of you, or I guess on top of you, and a dwarf very close by, also quaking in fear.
I guess I might as well start swinging then.
Alright, do you stand up first?
Yeah, because that's half of your
Yeah.
movement.
Oh yeah.
Well, because you swing at disadvantage if you aren't on your feet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'll do that. Are these guys still fairy fired?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to make sure. 18 plus 7
On who?
on the elf.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh right. I forgot that I have very little health.
You were healed for 15, right?
Right?
Yeah.
But that's
But
still less than half.
Still very little health.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, because her glaive does the special thing.
I'm at 12 hit points.
So 12 damage
Okay, he's still standing.
for that first attack.
Mm-hmm.
Before I take the extra attack, I do a menacing attack.
Sure. He's already afraid. You know that, right?
I know, I just want the extra damage.
Okay.
It takes to get extra damage, Christian.
The damage,
The
Christian.
damage.
That's the same thing to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, finally some good rolls from you, D12. Goodness gracious.
Finally, some good fucking rolls.
Finally.
Finally, some good fucking rolls.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So that's 19 damage.
Yeah, you kill him twice.
You killed him twice.
So he's dead.
That's the sword man.
Yeah, you see the fear in his eyes as the glaive sinks itself right into his forehead.
Ouch.
Alright. Anything else, Jen?
So who's left?
The dwarf and the halfling.
Okay.
How far away is the dwarf?
Right next to you.
Okay, I'm fine.
Alright. Maya's turn, and seeing that everybody is standing and breathing, and there's a dragon on your side now, she's going to attack for once. She's swinging at the dwarf. That hits. She's gonna smite this fucker. 18 plus strength 21 plus her fucking necrotic damage from the aura.
She has the power of God and friendship.
She has the power of God and demons on her side, apparently. So she just, like, slices into this dwarf, and she looks like she's on her last legs, but the shadows that are creeping around her, like, form into spikes and just dig into her skin, and she dies.
Yes.
And Maya, like, lets out a sigh and runs over to the halfling and is going to try the same thing. She hits, and there's no way in hell he's going to parry that. So, she's smiting again. She's going to throw a second level smite, so 12
Ooh.
plus 9 is 21 plus 5, 26 plus 3, 29.
Yay.
Oh no, 30, because I forget it's a fucking +1 weapon.
Oof.
So, with the power of God and anime on her side, she cleaves into this halfling, who now has to make a wisdom save or take more damage from the sword. He fails. And you see that, like, similar to how Flan's rapier did, another pulse of purplish black energy shoots out from the back of this guy's head, and he takes 2 more damage. That's her turn. Gixgarog unwedges himself from the tree and very, very casually, very happily saunters over to the halfling and is gonna try and eat him.
He's having a nice meal.
Oh, but he didn't get to eat all of them.
A 12 misses.
It's like a light snack for him.
The
Well,
dragon,
other ones
the
are
dragon
dead.
is still there. It still exists. So the bite misses, and 1 claw misses. He's just playing with his food, so he like snaps his jaw and he playfully swings. And the halfling definitely dodges out of the way with both of those, but the 3rd swing just comes and rakes him across the chest.
Gexkarog.
5 plus 6 is 11.
Mascot of the Club Kingdom, Gexkarog. Plays with it.
This halfling is looking very rough, and it's his turn, and he sees that there is a dragon and 4 other people, and he's convinced he can at least take one of you down with him.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's going to swing at Sam.
Oh,
Not bravery, though.
21 to hit.
how do you determine who?
It's based off of essentially who deals what damage and who's a big threat. An 11 misses, and the shield bash fucking hits with a 20. Not natural. So you're going to take 12 damage from the spear,
Jeez.
I'm down.
and he's
Oh.
gonna bash you on the ground. So take
Oh.
2 death save fails.
Okay.
That's his turn. Flan.
Hey, if I fucking do a weapon attack, can I heal with my bonus action?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as it's not a leveled spell.
Okay. I wanna get this man's with my rapier, and I'm assuming there's people near him because we're all kind of
Yes.
the sneak attack,
Uh-huh.
and I get advantage to hit, right?
Yes. No, he's not fairy fired.
He's not.
No. He managed to make the dex save.
Oh, that's right.
The 2 people who failed, or 3 people who failed, are
Okay,
all
well, I'm
dead.
gonna see if I hit the.
Alright.
Yeah, that hits is 23.
Yeah.
Okay,
His AC can only go as high as 19.
so that is a D8 and 2D6.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'll use these, and then that's plus 3.
Mm-hmm. How much?
Okay,
How much?
9 plus 3 is 12.
How do you want to do it?
I don't fucking know. I rolled double ones on the D6s.
You killed him.
Yeah, but I didn't kill him hard enough. Like,
I didn't kill him hard enough.
yeah.
Flan runs up, tears in her eyes,
Tears in her eyes.
snot pouring down her nose.
No.
Alright, no snot. But tears in her eyes, and you swing, and you were aiming for like his head, but you miss, and you get like the side of his throat,
But that's better.
and you slice through it, and thankfully, that's where his jugular is, and the blood just spurts out, and he falls over dead. Anything else?
Well, I'm gonna use my bonus action. Is healing word, right?
Yes.
On Sam?
Yes.
So that's 1d4 plus 4.
Mm-hmm. Unless you upcast it, in which case it's 2d4 plus 4.
That's first level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have,
Should have 2 second level slots still.
probably won't be able to be doing a short rest. I mean, a long rest.
Probably not.
This is
You
just
just need
for
to keep her from dying.
Yeah, this is to keep her from dying.
Yeah.
So 1d4 plus I need to find a D4 real quick.
Here you go.
Thank you. Okay. 7?
Alright, Sam, so you recover 7 HP and the air comes back into your lungs and you look up and there's a bleeding halfling right next to you. But you're alive and everybody else seems dead.